What is up, you cutie patooties? Welcome back to season 21 of the Splash Pokemon League. I'm here commentating with Jack today. How are you? How are you, buddy?
What's up? I'm good. Feeling great.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready to watch some Pokemon. We've got an exciting match today. Best friends. We've got Straight Shade, aka Charles, versus Drathion, aka Mark. A battle of Titans. I'm very
Both
excited to see what's going to happen in this matchup.
have the Gen 5 sprites going on. We've got the N versus the protagonist. Actually, is that Black 2?
Ooh. I'm not sure, but he looks swagged out the wazoo.
We just got off the
So
Ferris
I
wheel.
cannot complain.
May have kissed
Just
while they're
got
up
off the
there.
they had a great time.
They were up on the Ferris wheel.
Ooh, maybe.
Um, Raytheon also has
Yeah.
some Unova power on his side with the Archeops bring and the Darmanitan bring. Darm was a recent pickup for him, but absolutely slammed me last week. So I think that Pokemon has a lot of stuff going for it.
Darmanitan hits incredibly hard. It is something I like to call a glass cannon. It hits so hard, but it barely takes moves. But if it just kills everything, it doesn't matter. And yeah, it looks really good with like a choice item. And we see a Terra Grass there. He brought the Archeops, which I guess isn't surprising when you're fighting a wheezing team.
Ooh, that honestly did not put that together, but that's really funny and hopefully comes into play. I would love to see that. Um, Also, yeah, Charles's team, I have really been impressed with this season. I think it's really cool to watch him work with it. I love Wheezing. I think it just does so many cool things. Uh, he's been putting it to good work alongside Toad Scroll, which has been awesome. Um, and then Gambit just racking up KOs.
Mhm. Exactly. And a semi recent pickup in Barrascuda really helped his team. I mean, he likes going fast, and Barrascuda, kind of like Darmanitan, it's also a glass cannon. It loves hitting hard, a great choice item holder, but
Looks
you expect it to survive a move. It's a little tough.
It looks pretty strong here, all things considered, if it can stay out of the way of the Hitmontop fake out slash intimidate combo. It hits everything else pretty hard, other than maybe Trevenant. Um, but close combat slash liquidation kind of rocks here. So
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what our players decide to lead off. I gotta shout out the Terra Bug Gudra over there. Terra Bug, one of my favorite Terras these days. It's so fantastic.
I mean, it kind of
So fan-
eats, honestly. You're looking out for fighting and ground. Both of those things, you either go flying or bug for that. So the bug is really funny. Seems like it'll do decently well into this matchup over here. Just gotta watch out for that Typhlosion.
yes, Typhlosion. Also, if it's Terra, it becomes now a nice target for the kill Wattrel with like some air slashes. Probably try to get some flinches there. Um, I I think we're ready to see what happens here. So we should tell him to go.
Just send it in chat, so we'll see what they lead.
Very curious to see how we lead off. I'm wondering if we see just Archeops right off the rip, maybe expecting a Wheezing Toad Scrooly to try to spore every single thing on the field.
hmm Um, that immediate kind of first turn pressure that you have from Hitmontop, I could see, some of his. I could maybe see a some sort of choice to Typhlosion as well. Not too terrible. Pretty good. Really, mainly, I guess, just into Trevenant. That's such a popular thing, or it was for a little bit. I remember in VGC. That Oh yeah, would you see the Hitmontop and Comfy immediately? Very interesting versus Gambit Barraskewda.
We, very interesting. This makes me think. Well, I kind of know this Barraskewda is choice itemed. I don't remember exactly which, but is going to hit hard and hit fast. However, staring this Hitmontop, not intimidate. I mean, you never want to bring intimidate in front of a King Gambit. Just let it go wild. Gotta
He might
assume this is technician.
He ran a very successful technician set last week with triple axle, and a couple of other things. I think he had Mach Punch, and it's gonna be demolishing this King Gambit if he doesn't do something to swap, or if he doesn't do something or swap. Um, Wheezing switching is really nice and blocks off triage, unless this Comfy is holding ability shield. So he seems
Or
like a
if
really
the
good switching right
wheezing
here.
is not neutralizing gas.
Oh yeah, I mean it could be. It could also
Could
be.
be kind of a gambit because, like, could just be levitate,
Okay, here comes
could just be
Gudra.
misty surge.
We have a flip turn on Barraskewda. That looked like some pretty strong damage. It was not very effective. Oh, we do have Misty Surge. Oh, interesting.
Ooh, and the
we
misty
have
seed.
we have a triple
A nice
kick from
triple kick there,
Hitmontop.
doing a respectable 8 damage into something that quad resists this fighting type. That was a good switch, good flip turn out here from Charles. And now you have the special defense boost on the King Gambit. Way to call out that Hitmontop wasn't going after the King Gambit. Maybe expecting him to just rip a Terra Fairy there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Terra Fairy looks pretty good here, although a potential heavy slam from Gudra could be a big deal. Regardless, I think heavy slam might come out regardless because of Wheezing is a pretty good target for it as well. Um, yeah, we're gonna have a drill run is very interesting. Strange steam onto Hitmontop. Flash cannon. This looks like a special Gudra, and a low kick that demolishes Gudra immediately.
Yeah, Gudra is gone. That drill run didn't do a whole lot of damage. That was a good Terra there from Charles. Citrus Berry eaten by the Wheezing Galar. So it's gonna stick around just for a little bit longer. Man, Gudra
I
being
mean,
down.
ooh, okay, here we go. We've got Comfy back in, and with Wheezing in the mix, um, usually that would spell doom for our poor Comfy, but running Misty Surge means that she doesn't have to worry about triage getting canceled. So maybe she wasted an item slot if she brought Ability Shield, um, or maybe she's something else entirely. But regardless, Floral Healing looks very nice right here.
Yeah, I kind of expect the floral healing into this Hitmontop. It is doing pretty respectable damage with the drill runs and the triple kicks. I kind of expect to see maybe a drill run here. Maybe there is some other move we could put out from this Hitmontop because triple kick and drill run. I mean, unfortunately, he's hit kind of the wrong targets you kind of want to hit for these.
Here we go with a Terra Poison on Comfy. Floral Healing kills the Wheezing, which is really nice. We have an Iron Head into Hitmontop, which seems like Charles has fallen prey to the Comfy Gambit here. Um, in my opinion, you always want to target Comfy down because unless you can deal enough damage to one shot something, there we go. Just going to keep clicking Floral Healing. Another flip turn. We're going to have instead a triple kick. He catches that. Does he kill? No, but that is incredible damage on the way out.
And now we have the Trevenant in here. Sees the assault vest from the Toad Screw. Yeah. Imagine if that was a triple axle into that slot. That would have been so scary. That Toad Screw would have been so dead. So
Mm-hmm.
luckily a good
Mm-hmm. Oh,
switch there
I
for him to
literally
get
thought it
out of
was
a
triple
good.
axle because of the name similarity and the animation. That's Pokemon Showdown for you, I guess.
I know. These moves that hit up to 3 times, always triple something. But him on top being down is pretty good.
Ooh,
Ooh.
interesting. Oh, we have a. Oh no.
Oh, oh no. He
Unfortunate.
forgot about Misty Terrain.
That would
Man,
have been a. It
good damage into the Comfey.
was a nice sucker punch, but what we know now is that Gambit is not running a dark move that isn't Sucker Punch. So if it wants to click a dark move, some mind games are really going to come into play here.
Yeah, and if Toad Scroll goes down, we really have to rely on some Iron Heads here to try to get some flinches.
River Protect, we have the Earth Power kill from Toad Scroll onto Comfy. Clicks it again. Looks like Charles
So
probably has
yeah,
this about wrapped up now.
yeah. Even if Toad Scroll goes down, I mean, you still have like a pretty healthy King Gambit. Even if he does land the Will-O-Wisp, you have to worry about the very fast Barraskewda in the back because all we've seen is Flip Turn. There are three other moves on that thing, and I've got to assume they are attacking moves.
hmm Yeah, and he learns Crunch, so yeah, definitely looks like it's about wrapped up here. Probably gonna get another Gambit kill to add to his ever-growing list. Oh, just kidding.
Yeah.
Toad Scroll picks it
Ooh.
up.
Toad Scroll getting in there, getting that final 2 damage. But that is valuable information to see that the Trevenant is Colbur Berry.
Yeah, right on the way out, revealing that is definitely a big deal. We have a lot of information shared between these guys. I would argue that we know that Barraskewda is choice banded. Um, just based on that damage, it looked pretty insane into resisted Gudra. Um, we've got our Misty Seed Gambit with the Wheezing Galar with the Citrus Berry. We know all of our items aside.
Yeah, I'm wondering how Mark Drathion changes up his lead here because it looked really good, Hitmontop, just overall very solid Mon, looks pretty good into the King Gambit. Triple Axle takes down that Kilowattrel and that Toad Scroll almost immediately. I just
hmm
wonder if he decides to bring Darmanitan this time. But seeing the Barraskewda kind of makes me wary unless you Terra Grass it, and that's the plan you have. I don't think we see Archeops. Now that he's revealed that there's no neutralizing gas, trying to bring Archeops and getting it into defeatist range, it just becomes I feel like it just doesn't do a whole lot in this matchup, and especially facing down like King Gambit and
hmm
Barraskewda Mons that can just kill it. And there it is, the Darmanitan. Life good.
I love the running theme of naming the monkeys after that meme. I think it's a very respectable humor, and only the best and most and the funniest people of all time use that humor. So thank
Th-
you,
That is true.
Dratheon, for your contributions.
Yes, that is true. Only true 200 IQ level players name them after the meme.
So, do we think that we have a scarf on the Star Manitan to take out the Kilowatt Troll as long as it's not sashed?
Man, I mean, it's dicey here, because like you kind of play mind games when you have two glass cannons because like the biggest threat I feel to Darmanitan is obviously the Barraskewda. And so like are you going to try to outrace it? Are you going to try to see if he's choice banned? Like what I'm curious to see how the speeds align here cuz yeah, obviously Kilowattrel, one of the fastest mons legal in the league right now.
hmm
I wonder I wonder if the Darmanitan's going to move first for sure.
He could also choose to double up into the into the wheezing if he thinks maybe a protect is coming out from Kilowatt Troll or something, or is that uh, flash cannon isn't going to Oko, but with like a Flare Blitz double up, probably takes him out.
Yeah, I just wonder if the Wattrel is sashed. The Kill Wattrel is just sashed. That way it can just eat this Flare Blitz, or maybe it's a Rock Slide coming, and then it just tries to set up
Mm.
Tailwind and try to outspeed some of his other mounts. I'm not sure.
Scarf Rock Slide is a good option if Drathion's running that. We're making a lot of guesses about what the Starmanitan said because we haven't seen it yet, but often runs a scarf just because it hits so insanely hard and just needs that little bit of speed to make it really viable. So, oh, and there it is. There's the Rock Slide. Oh my gosh, A taunt onto the Gudra and an Ice Beam into Kilowatts roll does not make a difference. She got her tailwind off before she went down, which honestly, that's about the best thing you can hope for from Drathion here.
Yeah, absolutely. Tailwind going off huge here because now we can almost guarantee this Barraskewda is going to try to take down the Star Manitan. But you have to play around Terra. You gotta guess, hey, is he gonna Terra Grass against me? I'm pretty sure Barraskewda can learn Ice coverage. I think it does get Ice Fang, but the question is, does that kill? I'm not sure. I mean, with Band,
Yeah, you just flip
this
turn out though for sure, because if he's banded, that definitely just Oko's. Got another Rock Slide. Oh, and the Citrus Berry is going to go off, which really. Oh,
ooh,
and a Flash Cannon kills Weezing. So, um, Drakeon in a much better position here. He is. I almost wonder, do you pull Darmanitan out? See what Bearscuda gets locked into, and then come back later and see if you can hit it with something when you're faster.
I mean, you're playing you're kind of playing into this game because you know the King Gambit has Sucker Punch. And you know that it is a juicy target for the King Gambit to just get rid of the Star Manitan.
Hmm.
And he does. He
Here
swaps
comes
out.
top
Here
and
comes
Angry
Archeops.
Chicken is
Wow.
here. Okay,
Well,
so
and
that jet makes me think that he's not choiced actually. 'Cause why would he click jet there? Just or I guess later on in the match. That's actually pretty smart then. But he's putting himself in jeopardy with killing something quickly here. Um, Aquajet definitely kills Archeops, it seems. But you're going to have to commit Terra on King Gambit for sure.
yeah, you absolutely have to in front of this Hitmontop. And yeah, like I think this is just Aquajet into Archeops and then probably an Iron Head right into the
Ooh.
ooh.
Protect is really nice. Ironhead, no flinch. We have a triple kick into Bear Scuda, which probably does not kill.
Barraskewda, I did not know you had it in you. Go you for living that. But yeah, Barraskewda being alive here is very, very rough for Drathion here. I mean, this Aqua Jet, I mean, you just protected right in front. Um, However, Tailwind is down, so but you're playing into Sucker Punch here.
Hmm.
And
And we know that Gambit
all
is faster. Do we know that Hitmontop has any priority moves on him right now? Triple
no,
kick,
I don't
drill run, triple axle.
yeah, we have not seen
So
any priority.
regardless, an Aquajet outpaces him to kill him if he goes over there. Archeops can land a very nasty hit because he's still outside of defeatist range. So you almost want to make sure that Archeops goes down and just hope that Gambit can kill Hitmontop. But then if he's got a priority move, he outpaces Gambit and kills Barraskewda. I don't know, man. Aquajet over there. And Sucker Punch does kill because he. I don't know if crit mattered.
I'm not sure.
Probably
I mean
not.
it's slow enough, but now you have you have a really bad position here because now Aquajet absolutely just kills the Star Manitan. Even with Grass Terra, I can't imagine that Barraskewda with like its monstrous attack just can't get the two
Yeah.
points of damage. And we saw that this thing has low kick, so I gotta assume we're going for it.
Man. Okay, locking into Aquajet, man, that was a really,
Wow.
really, really smart play from Charles, locking into Aquajet there at the very end. Um, he understood that he was going to have to take the Darmanitan out at the very end, and knowing that he was scarfed from the way that he outpaced the Kilowatt Drill, he just made smart decisions there. Um, wow, that was very well played, in my opinion, from Charles.
Yes, absolutely. We just had this priority battle here of just like Aquajet just going into whatever and just like I'm going to be faster than you. You have to deal with it. And then you also have to deal with my King Gambit Sucker Punch. Like if you move, you're probably going to die because King Gambit's attack is just so monstrous.
Hmm. We
But
got our
we
guys
have
in here with us
yes, we
now.
do.
Oh, actually, yeah, it was a huge night for the Tide. Wow. That's 3 back-to-backers right there. It's pretty not that's pretty insane. How you guys feeling after finishing that one?
I feel good. I'm glad that my ideas worked this week. I kind of went outside of what I've been traditionally doing. I was like worried about ability shield, sap sipper, Gudra, and I was worried about Zoroark Hisuian with safety goggles, just making my life like miserable with Toad Scroll. And then plus he also had the Archeops, which I was like, I don't want to turn defeatist off. And I like King Gambit with a +1 defense kind of just like walls his special defense, walls a lot of his team if I Terra. So I was just like, as long as I don't get burned, I'm chill. So like Weezing just got to be Tapu Fini minus this week, which is really good for me.
I do. I think the Defiant plus the, Misty Surge is just always so good.
Yeah,
How you doing, Drathion? Yeah, how you feeling?
I mean, obviously I'm not happy I lost, but um, his team really just counters my team in a lot of ways. Um, you know, super fast, um, see, super fast, Toad Scroll, and then I had to worry about Typhlosion. Like there were just too many things for me to worry about
Yeah, I
that I
assume you're
couldn't really get a good strategy going. And I had a lot of Pokemon that I looked at that I went, okay, if he brings this, then this Pokemon can deal with it. If he brings this Pokemon can deal with it. But I ended up finding that Pokemon that could deal with certain ones didn't have a good time dealing with others. So I had to try to make this weird amalgamation of a Pokemon that could handle multiple situations, and it just didn't work out. And like I said, his team kind of counters mine. King Gambit is a huge problem. Um,
Mhm,
not being able to get around Sucker Punch is a huge problem. And even though it's resisted, like Mickey said, coming off of that huge attack stat, it really just doesn't matter. Um,
mhm.
so I didn't have a lot of prep this week for this match, but I didn't really feel like there was a whole lot that I could do that didn't benefit him. Like I set Tailwind, he still has Pokemon that are faster or speed ties. If I set Tailwind, then King Gambit is like, man, it's my birthday, sick. So this was a difficult matchup for me to navigate, but it's okay, it's fine.
yeah, after seeing your 3 attacking moves on Hitmontop, I assumed the last one was Wide Guard.
It was
Just,
Wide Guard.
yeah, just in case for Typhlosion, so I was pretty
Yeah, like
safe. Like game 2, not tearing because I figured I couldn't get faked out. Like,
it really sucked. Game one when I revealed the triple kick.
mhm,
Um, that really sucked. Because triple kick kills King Gambit no matter what if it doesn't Terra.
right.
Just one
Mhm.
like no questions asked, it just kills it.
I'm sure Mickey can attest to it, but in our team chat, I was like, I'm gonna Terra King Gambit Fairy. Um, I didn't think about any of the other Terras. I just put ones that looked like they would be reasonable, but I had no intention on Terraing anything else.
Yeah, that
His
was kind of where my mind went. I was like, he's almost for sure to Terra King Gambit every single game. But the problem is King Gambit is surrounded by other Pokemon that pose a problem on their own. If you throw out Kilowattrel, then I need to either match your Tailwind to stay relevant or press Trick Room. But if you lead Toad Scroll Wheezing and I lead something to counter Tailwind, then I'm out.
I was so
Like if you
sad you
lead Light
doubled.
Guard and you lead Typhlosion, I'm just out. So like it was very difficult to navigate this in prep. Well, in prep, putting the team together.
I was so sad when you doubled into my Kilowatt Troll because when you led Darmanitan plus Gudra. I was like, this is ideal. He's gonna use some like shit on my Kilowatt Troll with the Darmanitan. If I don't flinch, I get to set up Tailwind, go to my Focus Sash, and then I had Endeavor to put your Gudra to 1 HP.
Yeah.
And I was so stoked for it. And then when you doubled into it, I'm like, man, this sucks.
Yeah. I had some tech lined up for Toadscruel. I had some tech lined up for him. That was my biggest like hurdle when I was putting the team together, was how to just not have my entire team get put to sleep.
Did you have ability shield on Gudra?
No.
Damn.
No. You know, not getting everything put to sleep minus the ones that are immune to it, but Wheezing throws a wrench in that whole plan. So that one Pokemon that's immune to being put to sleep now requires a second Pokemon in order to properly function. And then, that second Pokemon has to not only have the tools to help the first Pokemon, but also not just get killed and make an impact on the field. And my team just falls short of that in the face of yours. So maybe if we meet somewhere down the line, maybe I'll have a better idea of how to navigate this. But as of right now, I do not. So
yeah, I think my team specifically is like the whole Toadscruel Wheezing thing makes it really hard to prep against. So many of my matches this season have been like game 1 and 2, I'm just doing some shit, and then game 3, I'm like, okay, it looks like your lead wasn't good against this, so I just put your whole team to sleep.
Yep.
But unfortunately, I couldn't even like threaten that because game 1 you got to frisk and see my assault vest on Toadscruel. So
yeah, and it didn't even matter. It didn't matter. I was so worried about like you putting speed in it, and I know Mycelium Might makes you go last and whatnot, but dear God, like looking at that thing's stats, I'm like, any speed investment just makes this really difficult because my team is pretty slow.
yeah,
and I think that thing has like what, one?
I think it's 100.
Yeah, base 100, which is over like most of my team. Yeah, it's over most of my team. So any investment in speed is just backbreaking for me. But yeah.
I was surprised you had speed investment in Gudra. I thought your Gudra was going to be slow. I thought you might try to do Trick Room against my team.
Yeah, well, yeah, I played around with that idea.
King Gambit underspeeds.
Right. So I didn't do that because
which is funny because I made my King Gambit outspeed 0 speed Gudra because I was like, because I thought you were gonna go for Trick Room, and I was like, I want a low kick before like you get to set up your like Iron Defense or whatever.
Yeah, and I gave Gudra 1 point of speed just so I could hit King Gambit or get a shot at King Gambit before he takes a shot. The low kick caught me by surprise. And the damage on that was absolutely insane.
Yeah, I was
what, 99% the second game and then 100% the first game, I think it was.
You were already hit a little bit the first game, but it did kill you the first game, and then it almost killed you the second game. Yeah, I mean, it was tough. Like when I saw that damage, it was crazy, but it was literally just good against Gudra, and like it meant I couldn't run Cow Chow Blade or one of the two of the Blade or Protect. So it was kind of King Gambit has a 4 move slot issue, but
yeah, Hitmontop has a 4 move slot issue as well. I wanted to this week I wanted to run all of the moves. Literally all of Hitmontop's good moves were good into your team. So
Mark been relying on that Hitmontop like crazy, man.
Dude, Hitmontop is probably one of the best fighting types I've ever used. It has an answer for just about everything.
It's kind of like a budget Machamp, you know?
No.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
No.
Oh.
He's Machamp if Machamp could evolve.
So I'm feeling like we should probably move towards a wrap up, but I just want to say good plays from both of you guys. I think those, I know neither of those games fell to you, Drathion, but I think that through and through, you played them really well. I loved your leading off with Darmanitan game 2. And then Charles, one of the things that I think I said multiple times during this set was that I was really impressed that you locked yourself into Aquajet at the very end. Obviously not the best, most powerful option, but you knew that you were going to have to outspeed and take out that 2% Darmanitan. So that was
yeah.
a really good call on your part.
Yeah. That was really unfortunate. The Darmanitan lead, I was like, okay, I think I just go for it here.
It was tough too because
Darmanitan-
I was like, man, it sucks against everything but Darmanitan, but I needed it.
Yep. I was packing lots of moves on Darmanitan. I wanted to game 2, I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna all damage. All damage, see what I can get through. I was impressed with the rock slide. The rock slide, it damaged. So
I was
take
shocked it
Yeah,
didn't
kinda
put me to
hit.
my sash. It somehow did like 98% or something, but 95.
All right, guys.
All right.
Well, we'll go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.